Hi friends, it's Lori, and today is a gorgeous, cool fall day, but we are just a few days away from at least a light frost. It's almost November, and so today I wanted to get out early and try to enjoy the garden. I want to cut a gorgeous arrangement. Now this little bumblebee is sleeping. I'm not going to mess with him, but look at these beautiful dahlias. I have let these guys hang on as long as humanly possible, but the frost is gonna just melt them. So I thought today I would cut as many blooms as I can. I wanna press some of them. I like to dry some of the dahlias. I also wanna make a gorgeous fall arrangement for my dining room, and thought you might enjoy seeing my selection and how I'm using things that are just not frost proof. So we're gonna do that together. And then I do have some plants in containers. One is a gorgeous begonia. I wanna pull that out today, pot it up to be able to take it inside. So we're just gonna spend some time in the garden today. I've got quite a long list of things to do, but we're gonna start with the beauty of these beautiful flowers. These are seed dahlias that I grew. These guys started with me in late February, early March. I started these from seed and they have just done amazing. This one's one of my favorites. I know the sun is on it. It's a little bright this morning. We're getting that lower sunlight in the morning. But these dahlias from seed, they're so easy to grow. They don't stop blooming, and they actually have a pretty long vase life. I'm not sure what the vase life will be like now that it's autumn, but they've had just a tremendous vase life. Now this is one that I am going to save the tuber, and I've got a seed bag somewhere where I'm going to save the seed as well. So one of the top things I did this year was actually growing these seed dahlias. They have just proliferated. They have just been amazing in the garden. I mean, even look at the back of this guy. I probably will try to press that one. So if you've never grown them before, you can find seed dahlias online at different places. So what's great about seed dahlias is you don't have the tubers. They do make tubers, and I'll show you those when I dig them up. But they make so many dahlias. This is one plant. And you don't have to start them indoors. You can start them outdoors. Just put the seeds out after your last frost date, and boy, you are going to be in love. So these were some I originally got from Florette Flower Farm, which is in the US. And she sold seeds 2 years ago now. And I got her seeds and grew them. And then these are the babies from there. And just spectacular. They're beautiful. So let me grab a couple more, and then I think I've got enough to start our arrangement. So while I'm walking by, the this Quick Fire Fab hydrangea has just been amazing. She's starting to get very brown. There's still some really pink blooms. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these. I'm not sure if we'll use it in this arrangement, but there are some little ones. Now, I probably actually should have cut her a few weeks ago. With the cold temperatures, she's starting to get that brown, kind of mildewy. So unfortunately, a lot of these blooms I won't be able to save, but she was so beautiful in the garden. I really didn't want to cut the blooms. But there's a few that we can use. So I'm going to come in and get some of these little guys. So here's those. Isn't that color just stunning? I will either leave these dried or we'll use some in our arrangement. So let's go get started. So I think this time before frost, if you haven't had a frost in your area already, is the perfect time to run out. I really need some gloves on. It is a little bit chilly today, but to just run out and grab some things and just make a beautiful kind of last of the summer season arrangement. So I think because some of my stems are a little shorter than I expected, I'm going to use this gorgeous vintage. This is actually a vintage green container. It was like a tea or juice pitcher, but I love the color. It's hard to find different colors in old vintage pottery. A lot of times it's the ironstone white or it's got blue, but I love, love, love this one. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and fill it with some water that I already had. And I have brought this from inside. Now this is another container that I love and cherish. I had it inside filled with hydrangeas. This one has little mushrooms. I actually got this from Pottery Barn, and it is absolutely a favorite, but I don't think my stems are long enough today. So for me, when I'm making an arrangement, I try to just gather what's in the garden. And I think to start with today, I'm gonna get these gorgeous dahlias in a safe spot. I got some pine from an evergreen tree. You know, you're not doing a lot of pruning when you take just a few snips off of a shrub or your container plants. I also grabbed some of this gorgeous celosia. Now you always want to take the bottom off because it will make your water get kind of mushy and yucky. It just helps everything last a little bit longer. So this celosia, unfortunately, will not make it through frost. I would love to root some of this. That's the other thing, is when you put it in a container, it may root for you, which would be great. And then I would just plant it up. Now I also grabbed some of this evergreen foliage. I love the icy blue. I'm gonna cut that stem a little bit. Kind of tuck that in underneath. And some of these I can just cut in half. All right, I'm just gonna keep working and I'll show you the final fall before the frost arrangement. All right, you guys, well, I am absolutely in love with this sweet end of season arrangement. It just speaks to the joy of gardening, the hydrangeas that grew all year, the dahlias that have been with me since March, almost a full year, and all the little pops of autumn. I just love it. So I encourage you, if you haven't had a frost yet, to get out there, cut whatever is in your garden and just put it together. Whether you dry it, press it, bring it inside for a few days. I am just so excited about this and glad I took time this morning to just come out, even though it's cold, and enjoy the beauty of what I grew and what is thriving in the garden. All right, so now it's time to actually get to work. I did save the rest of the hydrangeas and the mums and put them in this to go inside. I'm gonna add some more hydrangeas to it. But what I wanna do next is I've got some coleus starts where I had started and they rooted. I wanna get those potted up. I have a begonia I wanna pot up. So we're just gonna do a bunch of some potting up projects. I'm gonna get everything set up and then I'll show you this gorgeous begonia that I wanna put in a container. So let me get everything set up and we'll get started with some repotting projects that are really fun to do this time of year. Okay, so let's start together here. And I have this glass container. This is actually one from Proven Winners that had a house plant in it, and I did not do good with the house plants. But what I did a few weeks ago is I put in some coleus that I love, and they've just been growing roots. I'll show you. Gosh, I've got some pretty long roots there from the bottom. And of course the top is looking a little yucky. I need to cut everything back. It's been in my floral studio, but again, we've been getting really cold. So what I'm gonna do today is I just want to pot these up. So I've got a couple Let me see how many I have. Oh my gosh, this one has great roots. Now what I can do is I'm going to plant these pretty deep, and then I will kind of cut back a lot of the greenery because I just want it to kind of grow over the winter. This one I probably should have cut shorter, and I could cut it and then stick it back in water, which I may do with this one because it's just going to get leggy and you don't want that. So anyway, I just kind of shoved these in here one day. This is one of the dark ones. Now it has got some really, really tiny roots. I don't know if you can see them on camera. They are just forming. So I'm probably going to leave this one in water a little bit longer. Yeah, that one needs a little longer. This one though, this guy's been in here the longest, and it's got baby growth at the bottom. It's kind of gross, but it's got so much. So what I can do is actually cut it right here, and it's going to make a new plant. So we'll definitely cut that one up today. So we've got 2 or 3. Now, when you do cuttings like this could grow indoors if you have a lot of light. In my case, I'm going to put it in the basement with grow lights so that it's nice and warm. It stays probably like 65. So this is just a generic potting soil, but it's fresh. It's right out of the bag. So for this guy, I'm just going to cut that off. And then we've got our new plant and all these gorgeous roots. It should do amazing. So now that we cut that off, we've got where it's leafing out at the bottom. So that's going to create a nice full plant. And we're just going to go in, and plop it in, get all that soil around it, and we'll have a new plant. And actually over the winter, I can even cut from this plant. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, and that one's ready to go. Okay, let's go get our Rex begonia, and I want to make sure I get that potted up today. It is a beauty. Okay, so it's a little windy. You're going to hear my chimes, but the Rex begonia is right here, and it's kind of tucked away under this fern, but it is a beautiful one. It's got these gorgeous pink blooms, and I definitely want to save that. So let's dig it out and get it planted up. Well, I got her out. She does have some broken stems, but I think this will root. It's still got roots on it, so we're still going to work with that. And I'm probably going to cut some of it back anyway, but the rest of it looks really good. So it is such a beautiful begonia. Some of these I'll just cut back so that it will bush out again. It was really reaching for the sun, but it's going to be gorgeous. And I think I want to put it in maybe a green container or maybe just this terracotta. So yeah, so let's get it potted up. Okay, so this guy's got some roots left on it. There's just a few. I'm going to give it a shot and go ahead and put it in the container. I could maybe put it in some water, but I think that it will do fine. Get it in a little bit deeper. There's also a little, you can see this new leaf that's coming up. So I'm going to leave that, of course. Just get all those roots in there. Now, again, this guy's flopping because it was out, it was in that thing. I could kind of tie it together to see if I can get it to start growing upright, which I may do when it's inside. If you've had experience and you think I should just whack these, let me know. I'm curious. It's still full of life. It's still beautiful. I think for now I'm going to go get some twine though and just gently kind of tie it upright, and maybe the stems will get stronger. I've never ever done this with a begonia, so I definitely need your expertise. But I really wanted to save it. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping with putting this in the right spot in my house, it's going to get some sunlight, but not too much. It's going to go in probably in my living room area. I'll get it all washed up and cleaned up. I'll give it some fertilizer in about a week. It hasn't had any fertilizer all growing season, and we'll see how it does. Now, I think all these little cuttings, I am going to see if I can get them to root, because wow, wouldn't it be amazing to have all these plants? We'll just see what happens. I would love to have more of this plant to put in the shade garden this year. So I've got these, I've got the coleus, lots more cuttings to do. I am going to clean up those other containers today. I am going to, unfortunately, those ferns and things I have to just get rid of. They need some cleanup. There's some impatiens. I've got impatiens in this container, so a lot of cleanup to do. I know you've seen that before, but I thought you might enjoy seeing me try to save this plant, the beautiful fall container, and I'm gonna save a bunch more coleus. So today I'm just gonna give them some haircuts, put them in some water, put them in my kitchen windowsill, and just let them root up, and then later, actually probably in December, I can pot them up indoors. That'll be a nice winter project. All right, I think that's going to do it for today, you guys. I have got so much to do in this garden. We're probably going to have a cleanup palooza one day, so watch for that. I also have so many plants to plant. Again, I may just be doing a large planting day. I was able to get some plants from a wholesale nursery, and I couldn't resist them, and there's some things I want to add to the garden, and fall is a great time. So I'll be showing you that really soon. I'm going to get my husband and son in on the action, and we're just going to have a planting day. So lots of things going on. Let me know what's going on in your garden, what you're doing this time of year. I hope you still have beautiful blue skies where you live and you're able to get out in your garden. See you soon. Bye, everybody.